Hello everybody and welcome to the MotoGP Tissot Sprint here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. It is round 11 of the 2023 championship and we're in for what is going to be a very entertaining race. There's so much action, so much intrigue coming up across the next 15 minutes of the racing. I'm looking down at the start and finish circuit right now as well. The grid is packed, the grandstands are packed as well. And even though this is in Barcelona, in Spain, this is Catalunya, so it's a separate Grand Prix. We'll be hearing as well the Catalan national anthems tomorrow and the Spanish national anthem, the way it should always go. Let us know if everything's okay on audios. As you can see, track temperature looking good. Let's go down to
this weekend. How's the setting ahead of the sprint race?
Yeah, not too bad. Better than yesterday, although no, we found a little bit of pace this morning, and I was pushing hard on my own. Some in the quali there wasn't quite enough to go through Q1, but lucky we got another chance now on Saturday to go for it. So no, we'll try and get away to a good start. See what these tyres do, see how the bike behaves, but it feels good, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what the conditions will do. It's pretty windy out there at the moment. There's that overcast, so at least it's not as bloody hot as it was yesterday.
Go well, Jack, enjoy it.
Down to Nat Quirk.
Yeah, Hodgie, fifth row of the grid for Jack Miller. What do you think he can do from there, judging by what we've seen this weekend?
It's been a strange weekend for Jack. He's looked slightly off. He hasn't quite looked himself. There's one thing we know: Jack is superb at starts, very aggressive on the first lap. So, what do I expect? I expect to see him go forward. I expect him to take some risks, but his pace has not just quite been there. So I don't know. I can't see him. I'm not feeling the top five.
Even with these conditions, I mean, he mentioned it there, we've got this breeze, haven't we? We've been covered, this cloud cover all day. We had rain a little bit earlier. It's certainly cooler than we had yesterday. And as Charlie would say, some angry looking clouds above this grid.
Yeah, I mean, it could still happen. We saw a few drops of rain just before qualifying, so it's changing really quick. It's not due to rain though, but yeah, it could happen. What it means though is that we don't have quite the track temperature that we're expecting. We normally expect here above 40 degrees at that time of year, and it's a little bit lower than that. So it means that maybe the tires are not going to cook as much, and for the guys it means that they're probably going to be able to attack a little bit more and conserve the tire a little bit less.
I think we might see some rain, because you can feel how cool that breeze is now. If you look over there, I mean, there's some dark clouds. I think we might get a few spots anyway. Look, the teams look nervous. Looking down pit lane, obviously the bikes are as per usual, but you can feel the tension in the air. Everyone's ready. This could end up being a flag to flag.
And who is good in those kind of conditions, changing conditions? You see Brad Binder there, he's good in the wet. We've seen that before, but when it's uncertain like this, who will excel?
Jack Miller is very good. Johan Zarco also loves this kind of condition, and it's about who's going to adapt. Marc Marquez is very good, even though at the moment with the Honda they're really struggling with the pace. So that can create opportunities for riders when the weather changes like this, and you know you're a little bit on the back foot as well as a rider. You know you haven't got the pace to win outright in full dry conditions. Suddenly there's something that clicks inside you, and it gives you like extra motivation, because you know you can make something happen, taking some big risks.
Michael's just come to join us. What are you expecting from this sprint, Michael?
Honestly, if we see the sprinkle of rain, I've got a feeling of Miguel Oliveira. We've seen him earlier in the year when raindrops fell, he barely slowed, even a tenth, so he'll be fully committed. He wants to deliver on the speed he's had right from Portimao early in the season and not quite stood on a podium this season, so it would be so nice for him and the RNF team to get a little bit of success on their favour.
Great to see Alex Rins there. We've got Ike Lecuona taking his ride this weekend, still recovering from injury. I have heard he's trying to get back potentially for next week. Is that what you're hearing, Silva?
Yeah, and Alex is super brave, so his injury is still very much there, but he's been doing a bit of cycling, a bit of e-biking actually, in Andorra, and he's trying to do his best to come back as soon as possible. So he just wants to get back on the bike as soon as he can.
Be great to see him back. We are ready though now for the sprint. It's Francesco Bagnaia on pole. Over to Gavin.
Yeah, it's Sprint Saturday here in Spain, the Catalan Grand Prix at the Barcelona Catalunya circuit. And starting from pole position, Pecco Bagnaia, his sixth pole of the year and looking for his fifth sprint win.
Here it comes then, the Tissot Sprint. all set to go for the Tissot Sprint here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya here in Spain. Here's how they line up on the grid then for this one. So it is... So it's Bagnaia on pole position. Alongside him is Aleix Espargaró. Then it's Miguel Oliveira. Following in there, it will be Maverick Vinales. Then it is Jorge Martin as well coming in. Zarco, Alex Marquez, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Brad Binder, Marco Bezzecchi, the top 10. Followed then by Enea Bassini, Marc Marquez, Jack Miller, Pol Espargaró, Ralph Fernandez, Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Quartararo, Luca Marini, Augusto Fernandez, Johan Mir, Takiki Nakagami, and Aki Lukanoa. Away they go then on the sighting lap, and fingers crossed it's going to be a nice clean race. 12 laps ahead of us for this one, and everyone's just hoping the same thing, that it's going to be a calm race, a smooth race. Nobody wants to have the drama that we've had in previous years with bikes flying off down towards turn 1 at the Expo 91 corner. It's just got to be careful. So as they come around the long sweeping turn 3, the rain flags are out. Wow, okay, so we've got the white flag with the red X coming out. That means that there is rain indicated. We could be in for our first ever flag to flag sprint race. We've had wet races here before. We've never had a flag to flag. Bagnaia leads the title, 251 points. He is 62 clear to Jorge Martin as well. Martin coming into this one, he is on 189. So once again, they are all coming into it as a procedure that we're going to see quite an interesting run around here for MotoGP. And the bikes are getting ready in the pit lane for flag to flag. So they are now thinking that they're going to switch. Is anyone going to switch on the parade lap? We haven't had that before. Anybody diving in saying, right, now we're going to go in, now we'll change over. But there is a few. There's a little bit of spots of rain. It's hard to tell the monitor I'm looking at right now where the rain is coming from. We're on board now with Marc Marquez. It looks to be fine from there. The red flags in the 93 stand are flying. This is his home circuit. Everyone looking a little bit worried now. Marc starts 12th after not making it through in qualifying earlier on. SHT says, what a quali by Miguel Oliveira. Is this his best quali of his MotoGP career? He's had a pole position before, Miguel Oliveira, but on the bike, it is certainly the best. Everyone's headed to the grid, so nobody is going in for different tyres. They are going to take the start on dries. Everyone doing really late brake stoppies to make sure that everything is all set up. It is round 11 of the MotoGP World Championship. It is the Tissot Sprint from the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, here in Spain. Bagnaia on pole position. The Aprilias have looked fast all weekend. It's Aleix Espargaró in the middle row. Then it's Miguel Oliveira on the roll. Lights on. Lights out, race on for the Tissot Sprint. It's a good start from Aleix Espargaró. It's a bad start from Bagnaia from the second phase. That Ducati Holstrom has got it in. And look at Jorge Martin. An absolute lightning getaway up into second position. Now into the braking zone for turn 1. We've got Jack Miller running on the rev. He's come in and there's contact. And that's contact with him and Alex Marquez in the middle of the field. Jack Miller goes off the track, takes the runoff area, keeps through. Alex Marquez drops down into around about 13th position. Bagnaia leads. Vinales. Then it's Martin. Aleix Espargaró up to 4th. Bezzecchi 5th. Binder in 6th position as they come on the inside line then in towards turn 4. I've lost audio in my ears. Hopefully you haven't as well. Coming through on the track angle. Little bit dangerous. Just got to find the little Brits on the braking zone really to come through. Clean start so far. Bagnaia shooting forward. There's the audio in the background. So Bagnaia, Vinales, Aleix Espargaró. Look at Jack Miller regaining his positions. He's ahead of Zarco. Zarco's got caught out in that. No jump start, say race control. But yeah, he's got caught out in that one big time as well as we cut now to the battle computer to show you the gaps between everybody. Look at Aleix Espargaró coming in there as well. He's been falling back. And Maverick Vinales, lightning get away from him in the second phase. He's back up into second position. Martin's advantage on that Ducati has been dropped down to 4th place. The top 4 running together. Marc Marquez passes Miguel Oliveira, who has sunk very quickly on that Raul CRD bike as well. The other Aprilia, the customer Aprilia. He's down into 8th position. Marc Marquez up from 13th to 7th. So far, no sign of any other rain clouds coming in, so it looks okay as things come across the line. Bagnaia leads on lap 1 of 12, onto lap 2. Now look at the slipstream battle begin. Look at Brad Binder further back. He's going to go to the inside line on Marco Bezzecchi to turn 1. Meantime, the two Aprilias into the first corner, and Aleix Espargaró goes up the inside. He takes a position back, so Aleix up to P2, Maverick to P3, Martin keeps P4, Binder's up past Bezzecchi as Di Giannantonio and Zarco past Jack Miller, who is down into around about 12th position in the first sector times. They're all slower than on the previous lap, so if it is raining out there, I'm not sure why. There's Oliveira back on the inside of Marc Marquez for 7th position. Brilliant start from Marc Marquez. Don't forget, he's only finished one race in the past 18 months as well, and that was last time out at the Austrian Grand Prix. He'd gone down in every other race as well. Took, of course, a leave of absence. Last was completed at Sepang, Malaysia, as well, as Bagnaia has pulled out a 3/10 advantage. The Aprilias are not letting him get away. That's a good thing. Everyone started this race on medium front soft tyres. The only two to do medium rear tyres, Johan Zarco and Luca Marini. So 2 on the Ducati. That's 1 Prima, 1 VR46 bike as well, who have decided for the rear compound to stay with the mediums. Fernandez got a track limits warning. That was Marc Marquez. He got sat up in the middle of the corner, and that's allowed Oliveira and Bezzecchi through, as Marquez has dropped down into 8th position. Fernandez, as you saw on your monitor, track limits warning coming up for him at the moment as we start lap 3 of the race. No sign of best times coming up on the board so far. Now they come through as they come across the line. Bagnaia leads by 0.4 of a second. It's a 1:39.366. Aleix Espargaró is in 2nd position. Maverick Vinales is 3rd. Then we got Jorge Martin in 4th position. There's a move further back in towards turn 1. Martin comes in like a wrecking ball. Absolutely goes wide and has to take the escape road on the long lap penalty loop. Loses a position back to Vinales, surely to Binder as well. Trying to see where he's come out actually on the timing one. I can't see him. He's come out right behind Maverick Vinales, but crucially ahead of Binder. So he hasn't lost too much time as we thought he might do into that section of the track. So Bagnaia leads, Aleix Espargaró coming through. Oliveira is up. Zarco's past Di Giannantonio. Paul Espargaró has passed Raul Fernandez as well. Just noticing on the timing tower, I've got it on my hand now, right now on the iPad. Morbidelli's been given a track limits warning as well, so he's been told he's being a bit too naughty as they come through. SHT saying Mia having a nightmare start. The two Yamahas at the back. Martin drops to 6th. Mark Anthony says Marc Marquez 93. Well, he's doing okay so far. There's a big black cloud starting to blow in down at turn 9 at Campsa, and I've been to this track. I know which way the wind goes in. If it's coming from that direction, it does mean the rain's going to be quite hard as well. We had we didn't have rain when I was there. It was only a drought at the moment. We did have some very dark clouds, and I saw a lot of people I spoke to there as well. They were praying that it was raining because back in February 19 they were having a lot of drought warnings over there as well. Quadraro's been given a track limits warning as well, so touching the green a bit too much there as well. And it's just getting misty out there. There's a few clouds around. One big black cloud that's over turn 9. Nothing else being a problem. Marc Marquez getting a great exit as well. He's going to be forcing down to Marco Bezzecchi. This is the battle for 6th place. Jorge Martin. And this is the great thing about this. It's the longest straight until we go to India in a few months' time. This is the longest straight now in MotoGP. It's so long. It's over 860 metres down towards the first corner. And you can get up to some tremendous speeds. We're seeing them all in broken. Look at 353 kilometres an hour on that Ducati there of the Prima Pramac coming through. That must have been of Jorge Martin, who runs in 6th position. Aleix Espargaró has the fastest lap, 1:39.327. Nothing on the time that got set in qualifying though earlier on. So far looking good, looking strong as always as they come into it. So as down they go. Bagnaia pulls out 2/10. Let's take a look at the start once more. On board with Aleix Espargaró then. Oh, Paul Espargaró's dropped down the order. Paul's crashed. Paul has crashed. So Paul Espargaró has crashed out of the race as we take a look at the start once more. On board with his brother Aleix Espargaró, who is currently in 2nd position. But where's he gone down on the track? Let's take a look on the battle screen. Can't see where it is at the moment on the sectors. It's sector 3, so that's coming in. It's sector 2 into 3. That's at turn 9 then. That's through towards Campsa. So that's a fast one if he's gone off there as well, and it is a fast one. It's down at turn 5. That's Seat. Bottom of the hill then. So the front dipped away from him on entry. Yeah, front dipped away from him. Oh, he's gone straight on. That's weird. So he's picked it up and saved it, gone straight up through the gravel, and he's just dropped it in the gravel. Really, really bizarre there. And now, look at this, Aleix Espargaró. He's never won a sprint race before. He's only ever won 2 Grand Prix, one at Austria, one at British Grand Prix, one at Argentina. He's fighting Bagnaia, who's got 5 sprint race wins in this new category in 2023, leading the championship. He is so much faster. The Aprilia has looked so on form this weekend. In practice one, free practice one yesterday, Aleix topped it. He topped the combined practice times as well with practice 2. But the only session he hasn't led was this morning's free practice, where it was Oliveira. He finished second. But it's still Aprilia so fast at this circuit. They absolutely love it. And we're seeing exactly those fruits come back, because Bagnaia, he was huffing, he was puffing around, he did not like the bike. Even in practice yesterday, the 60-minute session we had, he was really annoyed with it. And we saw him punching the bike as well. The Ducati's got a few less winglets on this circuit than normal, but it's Bagnaia. He can stay out front, he can keep out front, he can do that, but he absolutely 100% cannot keep his cool and keep consistent laps. That's why we're seeing, for once, the Aprilia of Aleix keeping up with him. It's a similar circuit to Silverstone, and the Ducatis just don't like it. But we never saw this problem in Austria. He just took off in both of those. Marc Marquez has been given a track limits warning now as well. He's in 8th position, chasing down Marco Bezzecchi, so he's having a few of them changed around. 8 laps to go then, lap 5 of 12. And can Aleix find any way through into turn 16, New Holland, back on the power, and look at the Aprilia. It gets such a massive grunt down towards the corner. He's pulled up alongside now, down towards turn 1, and this is the move he wants, side by side with Bagnaia into the first corner. Does Bagnaia play it safe? He brakes late with that Ducati front end brake disc. It's so much more powerful than the Aprilia's. He keeps it through to turn 1 and 2, but Aleix now knows he's got him worried. Aleix knows that he has got him absolutely on the ropes as they come through. Viñales, he's half a second back. He's in a battle with Binder, who's made it up to 4th position. Fabio Quartararo has actually gone down into 20th position, up towards turn 4, top of the hill, right-hander, triple apex once again. This is the Repsol corner. It drops so far down as well into turn 5. It doesn't look it on the TV pictures, but it is such a drop down as well. It's if you're walking down it as well, you sort of got to lean backwards so you don't fall over as well. And there's a lovely bridge section there that if anyone's standing on it right now, you'll feel the vibrations of the engines going through underneath, the air moving around. It's such a fantastic circuit, this, as they come through into Campsa then, down towards turn 10. No further action taken to Martin's shortcut at turn 2. Didn't even know that was under investigation. If you spotted that at home, well done. We didn't see it from the FIM MotoGP stewards. That's Freddie Spencer, who is about as useful as a chocolate teapot these days. Many of the riders want it changed. He will not change as well. Many people are also saying about MotoGP needing to have a complete change around. They have done that. A younger guy's come in to take over as communications director as well this weekend. So small changes starting to come in to MotoGP to bring it into the 21st century. There was a time MotoGP was dominating the social media front. It's stalled in recent years and it's been allowed to be taken over by Formula 1 now. Now it's down to around about 4th position, but not going for 4th, going for 1st is Aleix Espargaró on the inside line towards turn 1. Wheel-to-wheel stuff, and Aleix goes through. Bagnaia's going to try and hold it round. He can't do it. Aleix Espargaró hits the front and takes the lead of the Tissot sprint here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It's been coming for a long time. It needed to come for a long time, and you can hear the crowd cheering in the background. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So Aleix Espargaró with 6 laps to go leads. This will be his 3rd win in a MotoGP paddock and his first Tissot sprint win of his career as well. This Aprilia looking so on form. He may have lost out in qualifying due to bad timing, but there's no reason he has to lose out in the race. A cool, calm, collected customer. He leads. It's still medium front, soft rear for the top 8 riders at the moment, down to Zarco, as you can see on your screen, but still such an impressive run, such an important run as well. 3/10 now he's pulled out. Now look at the battle for third place. Viñales, Binder and Oliveira. Now that is the KTM right slap bang in the middle. And that KTM, it has a great launch on it at the start, but it does not have the power to keep up full third position. So expect Miguel Oliveira to have the attack and expect Viñales to close up behind Bagnaia. And he is. The gap's come down in the middle sector by 34 thousandths of a second. It's not a lot, but they're not separated by too much. Marini goes up to 12th as Alex Marquez up to 11th. Di Antonio has dropped down into 13th place as well as they continue the run. Out now of the last corner of New Holland, pushing it back. Espargaró leads another lap then. Bagnaia in second, 4/10 of a second. Then it's the three battle between Viñales, Binder and Oliveira. Then it's 1.7 seconds to the rest of the field, which is Martin, Bezzecchi, Bastianini, Zarco, Marc Marquez up to 10th position. Alex Marquez is 11th, and Luca Marini's got the last points paying position in 12th place at the moment. So really quite a battle is taking place at the moment. 5 to go. Whether or not Aleix can hold on, I'm not sure. It's just the conditions, isn't it, as well? It's so treacherous to think about it because there is small drops of rain every couple of laps as well. It's changing the racing line. You're seeing it lap after lap. They're taking slightly tighter lines and another lap slightly longer. So every part of the track is staying relatively dry, but I'm not seeing any signs of flags out there like we did on the formation lap. So it's okay, but it's going to be playing on the riders' minds. This is a replay then. Aleix Espargaró just got in the toe behind the Ducati in towards turn 1, slipped through on the inside line, and it was absolutely perfect. And Bagnaia, I think, was surprised to see the Aprilia still on the inside into turn 1, and Aprilia's all watching on through their hands as well and fingers, just trying to cover their eyes of it. And now, look at this. Could be a 1-2 for the first time for Aprilia because Viñales is closing up. Everybody's been saying about Viñales wanting to have a race win. He hasn't won since Qatar in 2021, and then he got booted out by Yamaha, ended up at Aprilia, went on the long road of bringing the team to the front with Aleix Espargaró, and they've both done just as good a job. Aleix has got lucky and is very talented as well, but Viñales, ever since the summer break, this bike has started to come to him. He's starting to like it. The team have made the changes, and now we're hitting circuits that Viñales likes, and it is working for him. And he is closing up now. He's 2/10 of a second to Bagnaia in towards the first corner. 4 laps to go as they come through. And it's just ever so careful as Marc Marquez, he can finish sprint races, we know that, but he can't finish Grand Prix. He's only finished one, as I said earlier. He's P10. He's chasing down Enea Bastianini. Bastianini's done really well actually to get up there. Morbidelli passes Augusto Fernandez for 16th position as well, as you can see. Multiple things on the timing tower there about Aleix Espargaró coming through from Robert Jones there, who is doing the CrashNet blog to come through because we lost TweetDeck. Thank you, Elon Musk. As we look, there's Fabio Quartararo. What a horrible weekend for the Yamahas. 18th at the moment for Fabio Quartararo. He is being beaten by a teammate who has been sacked by Yamaha for next season, because that is Franco Morbidelli, who's in 16th place ahead of him, and he's not going to be there for the future as well. He's been sacked, so it's all really quite funny, the weekend that they are having right now. So, on to the last 4 laps. Aleix still leads. He's put out a full second to Bagnaia. I don't know if Bagnaia is thinking, okay, World Championship points more important than going for a sprint race win. If it was a Grand Prix, I'm sure he'll be attacking more. But right now, his eyes have got to be on the fact that I'm losing points here to a championship protagonist, because Aleix will come back in this title fight. There's a long way to go. We've only just passed half distance last time out. We're into the last 10 races now, and there's an awful lot that could change. Anything could happen as well in the second half of the season. The next 3 months as well will be crucial as we head down towards turn 1. 3 laps to go. It seems almost like the last 5 minutes or so has just gone in super slow motion, but now it's the time. Everyone's taking a little bit of a break. You've seen laps come down, so 1:39.3 at the moment. And this is because it's been shaping up ready to go, because Maverick Viñales is right on the back of Bagnaia through turn 3. The gap 2.5 of a second, as you can see, as they come into the braking zone for turn 4. Uphill braking as well. That favours the Ducati with the deep brakes it's got on it as well. The brake disc super long as well, whereas the Aprilia like the short stab of the brake, throw it into the corner, release it. So it's a harder brake on the Aprilia. The Ducati, much softer inside brake as well. It allows them to really take it low, keep the heat in the tyres, and in these conditions it's crucial. It's why we're seeing it's being so entertaining But Aleix must have changed the brake bias setup. He has to have. He's pulled out what now? 1.3 seconds to Bagnaia in 3 laps? Not at all. So I'm trying to have a look. 1/10 of a second now as well. Pol Espargaró has retired, so we're down to 21 runners as well, according to this timing tablet we've got here. Into turn 10. And again, Viñales is just toying with him. He's toying with Bagnaia. He may as well throw a stick out in front of him at this point as well. He knows he hasn't got long left. Johan Mir has been given a track limits warning. Thought I just saw a rain flag, but it's not. It's the St. George Cross coming through at the top. Yeah, there it is, at the top of the corner as well. The English flag coming through at the top alongside the French flag. So someone's supporting, I presume, Fabio Quartararo, who's down in 18th place at the moment. Last points paying position, though. That goes to Luca Marini. So not total loss there. Hello, Viñales is having a go on the inside line. So Viñales thinking about a run in towards turn 1, gets the bike all unsettled, and now Marini's having a battle with Marc Marquez over 11th position and throwing in that. So it's Alex Marquez 10th, Marc Marquez 11th, then it's Marini and Di Giannantonio are all in the mix there as well. So a 4-rider scrap. Marquez, that's Marc Marquez, has had a slow exit towards turn number 3. And can Luca Marini get on the slipstream? Di Giannantonio's there too. And Marini looks to the inside line at turn 3. And Marc shuts the door into 4 as well. So no chance he was going to get a move there. No chance he was going to allow that door to be opened. 2 laps to go then here at the Tissot Sprint for the Catalan Grand Prix. And look at Viñales. You almost want to reach out into the screen and just sort of push him along as well. He's really close to Bagnaia now. Has he got the option to have the attack? Has he got the pace to have it as well? Such a great exit. Down now towards turn 10. This is the opportunity. Can he think about a move on the inside line? No. Bagnaia goes defensive. Make sure the door's closed. Goes a little bit too wide. I want to adjust my head to see on the TV pictures as they come in towards turn 12 now. And Viñales closing up. Morbidelli has passed Augusto Fernandez in 15th place as well. So that's separated the 2 Fernandez brothers. Well, not really brothers, but the same name coming into it as well. And Miller's passed Augusto Fernandez as well. So Fernandez got a problem somewhere on the circuit. Can't see anything right now on the timing screen. Last lap, the call then. Another 3.5 miles to go. And here comes Viñales. He's waited until the last possible moment. He's in the toe of Bagnaia. Down towards turn 1. He pulls to the inside line. Late on the brakes. Bagnaia can just about hold it in towards that first corner. It is literally so good at stopping that Ducati. It's a harder brake paddle for the Aprilia as well of Viñales. And he's going to keep pushing it through towards turn 3 now. This is important. Aprilia want a 1-2. Viñales wants to be in second position. He looks to the inside line. Bagnaia shuts the door on him as well. This is like 2009 with Lorenzo and Rossi all over again. They are blocking each other in every opportunity. Bagnaia still in second position. Viñales is going to use the tricks he's learned from his experienced teammates of the past to try and find a way through. Most notably the doctor of Valentino Rossi. Down to turn 5. Looks on the inside line. Bagnaia shuts the door. Pulls the throttle back at the exit. Just stays ahead. The Aprilia within inches of him now. The gap less than 1/10 of a second on several points of this race now. Through 8 and 9. Up the hill towards turn 9 at Camp. So there's an opportunity at turn 10. If you're not stupid, Maverick, that's what you've got to be. Just play it smart. And he pulls out to the exit exactly as I thought he should do. Down towards the braking zone. Keep the inside line. Force Bagnaia to go in deep. And he's not done it. Bagnaia, though, gets his rear tyre up off the ground as well. That's going to run him deep. Viñales gets the inside line. He has to sit up. Bagnaia shuts the door on him coming through turn 11. Cracking couple of corners through these 2 as well. It's not over yet. There's still one more. Round turn 11 into turn 12 and 13. This is the last corner. Nothing he can do. Aleix Espargaró is going to be a 3-time winner. But is Viñales going to do what Rossi did to Lorenzo in 09? No. Aleix Espargaró for the 3rd time wins a MotoGP event. He wheelies across the line. He wins a Tissot Sprint. And it's a photo finish at the line. Bagnaia 2nd. Viñales 3rd by 0.051 at the line. Binder finishes 4th, Martin is 5th, and it's a photo at the line as Marc Marquez finishes 11th, Luca Marini finishes down in 12th, Di Giannantonio 13th, but Aleix Espargaró for the 3rd time in MotoGP is a race winner, and this time it's a Tissot Sprint to add to the collection on home soil. He is a winner, and he's enjoying every single second of it. Bagnaia just about holds off. It's a 0.051 at the line to Maverick Viñales, who finishes in 3rd place. An impressive sprint. If you're not sold on sprint races now in MotoGP, I don't think you ever will be. That was cracking. MotoGP has made the sprint race format work. It doesn't really work in Formula 1, but MotoGP have made it work. They've got a format that works, and that was a cracking 12 laps of racing. What helps is they've mandated you can't use a hard tyre, you have to use some soft tyres, you have to risk it all, and it has done it. So, fantastic result, as you see there from Robert Jones. Home glory for Espargaró. The sprint race has been won. And now, look at that, Bagnaia leads the title by 66 points to Martin. He's extended it by 4. But what a race. Fantastic. 12 laps, 12 points to Aleix Espargaró, 9 to Bagnaia, 7 to Maverick Viñales, and we've still got a whole Grand Prix to do tomorrow, and we've also got the Formula 1 qualifying coming up in around about 35 minutes time as well. That's going to be chaotic as well. And then we'll also remind you, you've got the Grid Network team up with USRN. That's going to be for the IndyCar Grand Prix at Portland. Qualifying coming away tonight at 8:30. The race tomorrow at 8 with an hour's build-up as Joe Samaniego is trackside for us. So we'll have trackside footage as well. But from this sprint race, absolutely epic. Run through the full results then while they're here on the screen. Aleix Espargaró, he takes victory. 1.9 seconds is what he pulled out to Bagnaia in the end. Maverick Viñales finishes in third, 0.051 of a second off that of Viñales in third. Brad Binder is fourth, Jorge Martin fifth, Miguel Oliveira sixth, Johan Zarco seventh, Marco Bezzecchi's eighth, Enea Bastianini ninth, Alex Marquez in 10th, Marc Marquez 11th, Luca Marini rounds out the points paying positions in 12th position, and then 13th for Fabio Di Giannantonio. Raul Fernandez is 14th, Franco Morbidelli 15th, Jack Miller 16th, Augusto Fernandez is 17th, Franco Morbidelli 18th, Aika Lukanoa is 19th, Takika Nakagami is 20th, and Johan Mir is 21st, and the only retirement coming from Pol Espargaró. Marc Marquez is back in the pit lane. Let's tack over now to TNT and hear from Gavin Everett and Neil Hodson.
Music, all the riders come up over the weekend. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but it's to be in with the fans, so it'll be interesting to see how they do that.
What's going on here? Mark going wide.
This was the moment that he ran a little bit deep in turn 3 and lost positions to his brother, but he held on in front of Marini actually over the line. I don't think, this is going to sound ridiculous, but 11th place.
It's not a bad result. I know. It's true though, isn't it? With what we saw over the weekend, what he's done is he's extracted the most out of his package today, and that's all you can do as a rider. When you look at the other Honda riders, right at the back.
Miguel Oliveira faded on those last couple of laps, so maybe starting to feel it's the edge grip, isn't it, that starts to go with all the spinning.
I'm starting to get worried about Jack Miller. 16th in that race, 16 seconds off. You look at his teammates, 2.8 seconds off. Is the rumours in the paddock of possible Pedro Acosta potentially going in the factory team? Is that playing a part in what's going on? I don't know. You know, when you're hearing, again, it's just rumours.
Exactly, you hear these rumours, don't you?
Well, this is new, this. I like this procedure. Where they're going, down to the local
There's a massive speed bump there. Do you remember? That's when you
I
leave
have no idea where they're going. That's the main
underneath the
entrance.
tunnel.
They've gone through the tunnel into the main entrance paddock. Now, this is fun. I'm going to pull the curtain back because we're not on the TV picture at the moment. That's where I had to walk. If you're watching along with us, back in 2019. That's the main entrance into the MotoGP paddock. You go up that road, there's a gate, and you get your ticket stubbed and all the beep 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 of the pass, and that's where it was. So yeah, that's a bit of a flashback for me. As we take a replay, what are we seeing now? This is Johan Zarco. Is this on the attack of? I'm trying to have a look actually at the TV pictures. Who it would be? Bezzecchi? Yes, it is at the line. Wow. And Zarco got ahead of Bezzecchi by 0.142 at the line as they come into the paddock now onto the opposite side of the track. Now they're on the outside. This is where the sprint procedure is. They are in where the commentary boxes are. So they've gone right round the exterior of the track and into where the back half of the commentary boxes are. And there's a very important factor here. There's a tribute to Juan Manuel Fangio at this track, and that's just outside the commentary boxes as well. And also the original gates as well. I know Silverstone has the Brooklyn gates at the entrance to the BRDC clubhouse, but this track also has a section of the Brooklyn gates at the track. So a little bit of a fact there, if you want to know that. To come in, the Tissot Sprint podium ceremony now in place. We'll hand back over to Gavin and to Neil.
Me too.
Maverick Vinales embraces with his captain. He says he wants that role in the future. He just still needs to find that little bit of something, doesn't he? Started well, aggressive right at the start, Vinales.
Yeah, that's for me, that's his best ride of the year. Started well, aggressive. We know he's got race pace, he always has. And what we know with Maverick, it's these sorts of rides that he needs to produce so that he believes in himself. So he lacks that last bit that you need.
Oh, he's got
How cool is
little
that?
son Max down there to join him.
That's so cool.
He is his dad's #1 fan.
Living the dream.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll remember these days for the rest of his life.
He works hard, doesn't he? Aleix.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean,
he's a grafter.
in terms of his training as well. I mean, there's possibly no one fitter.
It seems that way, I've got to say. Look at him. I mean, he is, well, he's like a pro cyclist. There is not an ounce on him.
His manager Albert Valera down there alongside his wife Laura. As Maverick Vinales celebrates with Massimo Rivola. The Aprilia team have finally made it all the way up to the Monster compound. Of course, they are the sponsors of the Grand Prix this weekend. Look at that, that's
cool.
great from Maverick. Sharing a set of gloves, and I think I can see Simon Crafard down there. I'm hoping we might be able to get a word now with
Yep, let's have a word with
Sean
Simon
Locks
Crafard
of
with our top
Maverick
3.
Vinales. Yeah, let's have a listen to what he has to say.
Maverick, Pecco Bagnaia and the Ducati are never easy to pass. You've got to be happy with your efforts. You threw everything at it.
Yes, I'm happy. Honestly, I enjoy so much the race. I expect a little bit more, but I don't know why the front tire dropped so much, and I could not make the attack when was the time. But very happy for the team. I mean, all the weekend has been fantastic, and nothing else. Just say gracias a todos para estar aquí. Tomorrow we fight.
Great job. Congratulations.
A little bit of Catalan. He's from just up the Costa Brava coast in Rosas. Lovely part of the world.
That front tire's marked up of
Well, that's
Maverick.
what he said, didn't
exactly.
he? So,
See it.
they did say it's not just about rear tyres here. Like in Austria, you've got to manage both. And the front will cause a few concerns, won't it, for tomorrow?
We'll do tomorrow, absolutely.
Are we going to hear from Aleix Espargaró now, or Pecco
Yeah,
Bagnaia?
here he is.
I think it might be Aleix, first of all.
Aleix, how does it feel to win in front of your home crowd, your home GP? Both you and the Aprilia looked magnificent today.
Yeah, very happy. First thing, I think it's a good day to say thanks to our president that we lost a couple of weeks ago. He will be super proud to see the two Aprilias on top on the podium today. So this is for him, and then I'm very happy. You know, it's my first sprint podium, my first sprint victory, and it's at the home soil. So great, and focus for tomorrow.
Awesome job.
Yeah, of course, Roberto Coronino, we had a minute's silence for before the race back in Austria, and yeah, that's a lovely mark of respect from Aleix, and that was the move that did it, Neil.
Yeah, absolute textbook. To pass Francesco Bagnaia, it has to be perfect, and it was. And it started, lovely, lovely wheelie. Nice stand-up wheelie over the line in front of your home fans. Does life get any better? That's a wheelie.
That's a wheelie.
That's a wheelie. Well, he's now into turn 1.
861
Loves it.
metres, he's fine.
Loves it. And who can blame him? He was born less than 2 miles from this racetrack. It is his backyard. Okay, he lives up in Andorra now, but, you know,
Let's hear
this
from
is his
Bagnaia with
home
Simon.
patch. But Pecco Bagnaia wasn't able to put one over on him today. He'll be there tomorrow, though, no doubt. Let's see what he has to say to Simon.
Pecco, out of those top 5 racers battling out there, giving it their all, you had the most to lose. I imagine you're pretty happy with second today.
Yeah. Obviously it's better to win, but in any case, I'm happy with the result because Aprilia is still too competitive, and we have to gain something for tomorrow race. But in any case, happy. The result is positive. We gain points for the championship, and this is the main thing for sure.
Top job, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, another great job, Sam.
Nice to hear from the top three then, and that about wraps up our coverage of this Tissot sprint race here from the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. We will be back tomorrow for all of the action from MotoGP's Grand Prix at 12:45. Lights out at 1, so an hour earlier than expected. At the same time, Megan will be hosting the pre-race show for Formula 1 at the same time. That's coming up next then here for qualifying. But what a Tissot sprint we've had. It's Aleix Espargaró on home soil who is victorious and will get the gold medal. Thanks for your company today. We'll be back tomorrow for all the action from the Grand Prix of Catalonia. Bye-bye.